我们正处在一个瞬息万变的世界，那教育啊，早就已经不能只是死命的填鸭了。所以今天的少年新闻周记，我们非常荣幸能够邀请到美国知名的教育家，而且她是有着矽谷教母美称的 Esther Wojcicki 女士呢，来加入我们。Welcome to join us. Would you like to say hello to our audience first?
Thank you so much for inviting me. And yes, I would like to say hello to everybody in Taiwan, all the parents in Taiwan. I am very excited to be here.
Same here. 其实 Esther 自己本身有将近40年的教学经验，那她自己的3个女儿啊，有一位是当了医生，那有2位是成为了知名企业的 CEO。那她的得意门生其实是有众议员、有媒体人、有科学家、有作家、有导演、有演员，还有我们非常熟悉的林 Senator， 也就是林书豪。那 Esther 本身是出过一本书，就教导大家如何可以养出内心强大的孩子。那这其实也是这本书的中文书名，现在已经是全球都在学的矽谷教养法。那我们马上呢就想要来问问 Esther 了。So I would like to ask that, how do you apply your trick, philosophy to all this process and also in real-time life?
Thank you again for a good question. And this trick philosophy can be applied easily in schools, and it also can be applied at home. And the philosophy is TRICK, which stands for trust, respect, independence, collaboration, and kindness. And I put this together to help parents remember what I consider important.
Because you mentioned in your book, you emphasize TRICK, these 5 core values or 5 principles.
Yes.
But if we really want you to pick among these 5, would you say which one will come first as a priority or as like a foundation for the rest of the 4?
So the number 1 is trust.
Okay.
So number 1 is, you have to trust yourself. And the parent or the teacher has to trust you that you can actually do this. And if you trust yourself, then you're going to be able to do it, because you're going to say to yourself, well, I can do it no matter what. And if you are hesitant and doubtful, then it's just like skiing. If you see a really steep mountain and you say to yourself, oh my God, I'll never be able to go down, well, you won't ever be able to go down. But if you say to yourself, oh, it's a challenge, but I'm going to do it. It's a very different psychological feeling. And so, yes, trust. You have to trust yourself. And that's why I think it's really important in early years for parents to trust their children, because then the child builds up a lot of self-confidence. Because the child says to themselves, it's subconscious, they're like, wow, my mom and dad, they trust me, they believe in me. I can do whatever it is I need to do. And maybe it'll take me 2 times or 3 times or 10 times. Whatever it takes, you're going to learn how to do it.
Right.
It makes such a big difference.
Sometimes it's not the parents don't want to trust the kids. It's more like we are in the environment. Sometimes it's not that trustworthy because we have so many disruptions, like TV with iPad, with all this internet or even TikTok. So how do you see that? I mean, how can we build up this kind of trust, and also how do we use this advancement of technology to navigate ourselves?
So there are a lot of distractions, a lot for kids. TikTok, all kinds of distractions out there. And so you have to teach kids about all the distractions, and you have to explain to them why it is important for them to learn how to self-monitor, control these distractions. Because usually what parents do is they don't explain why. They're just like, turn off that iPad.
Yeah.
You've had the phone long enough, take that phone, I'm going to take it away.
Yeah, giving orders, they say no.
They give orders, but they don't explain why. Most parents don't ever tell the kids why, because they say, well, it doesn't matter, I'm just taking it away anyway. But the advantage of explaining why helps your kids understand and then integrate that into their own behavior patterns. So you want to explain too much iPad is bad for your eyes. It's just, and also doesn't give you an opportunity to play with another person in real time.
Yeah.
So you want your child to understand the why. And the same thing goes in school. A lot of kids learn things and they don't understand why. Why should I learn this?
Yeah.
And the teacher will say, you learn it because you're going to have a test on Friday.
You just need to memorize everything.
You just memorize it. And so they do memorize it, but then they don't learn it. That's very different. And so my philosophy is you want to understand why you're learning whatever it is you're learning in school and at home.
Right.
And if children understand the why, they will cooperate. And not only that, then they'll trust themselves and also respect themselves.
Another thing I would like to ask, because you're going to share about how to make videos and also why making videos could be important for kids to become independent thinker.
Yeah.
But this kind of video will be different from the TikTok video that we've seen all the time, right?
So your typical TikTok video is somebody dancing. As a matter of fact, my grandchildren have put me in TikTok videos, and of course I'm an example of how not to dance.
Okay.
Or also, we have a few dogs. They put me in the video with dogs, This is fun to watch, but you don't really learn anything.
Okay.
So the type of videos that I'm talking about is where kids make videos about things that matter to them. And there's a group I work with called myhero.com. And so they make videos about people that are doing things to make the world better. And it can be a grandparent, it can be a neighbor, it can be a child, it can be anybody that they personally want to make a video about. And they can make a video that's 10 minutes long or 20 minutes long or however long they want. And then they can submit it to myhero.com and they publish it.
Right.
It's really nice. And so kids learn critical thinking skills when they do this. And critical thinking is like how to differentiate between one set of facts versus another set of facts. How to know what to video first, what to put in the story first. So you have to think about it.
Yeah.
So it's the same kind of skills that people have when they write a paper. You have to think about what you're saying first in the paper. So now it's video. The world is full of videos, right? Yeah. So let kids make videos to learn critical thinking. And it works.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of experience. I have that media program in Palo Alto, Palo Alto High School. It's the largest media program in the world. Kids also make videos. They have television, and they make videos. They have podcasts. They do newspapers. They make magazines.
Okay.
And these are all teenagers from the age of 13 to 18. They're flexible. They see these opportunities in ways that we sometimes don't see. And so, you might say to yourself, you as an adult, oh, they're doing some crazy things, have you ever seen that? But they're thinking of the world in a very different way than you are, because your context is different. You're older, what you did when you were 13 or 14 or whatever, 10, was very different than what they're doing now.
True.
And so I just want to emphasize one thing that's really important. Kids need to learn to self-manage on these electronic devices. And it's, you, the parent, you're not going to be there when they're 20 and 30, but the skills you teach them when they're younger are going to stay with them. So how to manage technology intelligently yourself, and start teaching them that when they're 8, 9, 10 years old and all the way through the teen years. And one of the things that's really important is no technology while you're having a meal. You go to restaurants and you see teenagers, they're all sitting around a table, and they're not talking to each other. They're all on their phone. This is not a good idea.
What's the most important, I would say maybe like principles or reminders you think that would be very useful for parents, especially when they are dealing with teenagers, but also the other way around. What about the teenagers? You know, I remember when I was a teenager, I was so annoyed by my parents. I think they know nothing, but they want to, they attend to boss me around. So for both parents and teenagers, what do you think? Like, what would be like a reminder for both sides?
Well, the most important thing is to make sure that the collaboration and that the discussion door is always open, always there. The teenager has to always feel that they can come to that parent and tell them about the problems they're having and will not be challenged or their parents won't be so mad at them that they won't be able to think. So and if the child thinks that if they tell their parent something and then the parents will go crazy with it, that's a bad situation, because frequently you see those children who teenagers, they go home, they go up to their room and they close the door. Yeah. And then they don't want to talk to anybody. And that usually is because they feel that they're not being understood. And you want them to always feel that they can come back to you with whatever problem there is, and you will try to help them. That's probably the most important thing.
Thank you for sharing with us your insights, also your experiences. 那其实我们从 Esther 刚刚的分享啊，真的可以看到，教育真的是很可以不一样的。那虽然我们也不是说外国的月亮就一定会比较圆，但是呢，我们还是可以看到是他山之石可以攻错。尤其是现在，刚才也特别提到这个竞争啊是非常的激烈，那也更加全球化。那我们同时也在面对一个变化越来越快速的时代，所以我们也当然很期待啦，来台湾呢也能够走出一条大破大立的教育之路。我们要再度感谢 Esther 的精彩分享。So once again, thank you for joining us. It's our great honor.
I'm very honored to be here.
你喜欢今天的节目吗？有任何的建议或想法，都欢迎您可以上少年新闻周记的 IG 以及粉专留言。感谢大家的收看，我是杜希，我们下次见，来游湾，斯马兰。